Hey friends, thanks for joining me today. This is a router table and it does some pretty amazing things. All right friends, so the router table is a router that is bolted to a table so that you can take your flat pieces and run them across. So we essentially have a portable router on this one that is bolted in multiple spots to this table. Right now we have a roundover bit in here that produces a nice rounded edge on here. The way this router works is it spins this bit at a very high rate of speed. So we have to make sure we're going the correct way. This router, you can see the bit here, this bit rotates so that this blade right here will turn in this direction. And as that blade turns, it takes off a little bit of wood. It's turning super fast, and so you would want to move the wood in the opposite direction. You'll want to bring your lumber and move it in the opposite direction, because if you go with the blade movement, it has a tendency to want to grab it and then push it forward without cutting it at a good profile. So you move it against the way it rotates, and then it produces a nice edge on it. One thing to remember, you don't have to spend a whole lot of time at a certain spot. You don't want to go too slow, because then it will end up burning your lumber and it'll leave a black mark on it. So I like to have a push pad here so that way we can push down on it, keep it pushed down, because if we don't, and if we're only holding it on the side, sometimes it has a tendency to lift up a little bit. So we want to make sure we're holding it down and moving it opposite way that the blade is rotating. All right, so when we use this is very loud and it throws a lot of chips, a lot of sawdust. So we always wear our safety glasses in the shop, always, always, always. And you always need to protect your hearing. I usually wear plugs and muffs. Now my plugs are my earbuds that connect to my phone, but most of the time they're not even connected to my phone. I just use them as an extra level of sound protection so I can say what hearing I still have, because I've worked around a lot of noisy equipment for a long time without it, and I have some hearing loss. Don't make the mistake I did. Go ahead and protect your hearing and make sure you have the ability to protect your hearing multiple ways so that you're never without it. All right, so let's go ahead and let's make a cut, and we'll look at how to use this router table. All right, friends, so we can see I didn't spend a whole lot of time. It produced a rounded profile on this board. On the side of the board, the side grain, and then the end grain, it produced the same profile. Now, we could lift this up. We could lift this bit. It can raise and lower it. We could do that if we wanted more of a rounded over edge, or if we wanted this bit to produce more of the profile. Right now I have it set for my middle school projects. They're gonna come in here and router their projects, so I like to leave this one set as it is. But if we had some other projects, like we have these stools here, we might wanna go ahead and router the tops of these if the students so choose. So we can do a number of different things. We can change the bit in there. You can see the router that's bolted onto the table. So the router is a super versatile tool. You can do so much with a router and a router table. if I wanted to provide a fence right here, I could just clamp on a fence and then run things through. I actually made all the trim in a house I used to live in with a router. I put a rounded over edge on both sides, and then I put a V-groove, 2 V-grooves in the middle of it. It turned out pretty good, and that was all with a router. So it's a super versatile tool. You can do a whole lot with it. Make sure you protect your hearing and protect your eyes, friends. You saw all those chips fly. Definitely protect yourself. So thanks so much for watching. Make sure to work hard, do the mental work. Make sure you run through your mental checklist of safety issues and things that you need to do before you turn on the power. And thanks for watching.